I try to stick to 3 rules in this kitchen at all times. Healthy. I'd rather see you in the kitchen than in the hospital. Gourmet, because it's gourmet.
Simple, because we live in a busy world.
Time to start cooking. Before doing this episode, I looked up tofu and I got an AI answer. And it says, the question was, is tofu good or bad for you? And the AI answer was, tofu is generally considered safe and healthy for daily consumption for most people. So better living through artificial intelligence. Today we're going to do a tofu recipe. I don't exactly know what to call it. Teriyaki tofu, tofu teriyaki. But it is a recipe that I threw together one night and it turned out to be phenomenal. Ingredients. I sometimes have trouble with exact amounts because I don't cook with exact amounts, so I have to kind of guesstimate in my head how much of any one thing I use. And I encourage you to do the same thing. Experiment with different things and see what works for you. But let's give it a whirl. So here we have about a 50-50 mixture of low sodium soy sauce and regular soy sauce, about 1/4 cup. This is extra virgin olive oil, between 1/8 and 1/4 cup. This is brown sugar, 1/4 cup. We have garlic salt, sesame seeds, and the most important ingredient, tofu. This is extra firm tofu that already came cubed. There's also, people have all kinds of different ways you look on the web of how to dry out tofu, but extra firm tofu already has a low moisture content, so I just put a paper towel in the bottom of the bowl here, and I let this sit for about 20 minutes. I like to combine the soy sauce, olive oil, and brown sugar first to dissolve the brown sugar before I add it to the tofu. So I'm going to put all 3 of those. It's really stuck in there. There we go. And so I'm going to whisk these together, and we're going to pour it over the tofu. Oh, you know what we have to do? We have to take the paper towel out first. Take 2. Here we go. We're going to pour that right like that. And you know what? Let me use a spoon. You can use your hands if you want to make this fun, you know, for the kids. We're going to completely coat it in this marinade mixture here. So now that the tofu is all covered, we're going to let this sit, and we have to do something to occupy ourselves. That felt good. This has been marinating for about 10 minutes. Before we put it in the pan and in the oven, we're going to put a little bit of garlic salt. And I've told you before, be very careful with this. See, I have to see. You can oversalt this. I'm using something dark in the background. I don't want to, you can really overdo it very quickly. So just a dusting of garlic salt. And we're going to use some fresh ground pepper here. That's it, just like this. That's about, I don't know, 6-7 turns. And we're gonna mix this up before we add it to the baking pan. So we're gonna add some foil to a baking pan. We're gonna take our whole tofu mixture and we're gonna add it right into the baking pan. The good shit. Next thing we're gonna do is to the oven. 350 degrees for, let's say, 15 minutes. We'll check on it periodically. Okay, this is starting to brown, so actually we're almost done. This would be a good time to add the sesame seeds, because we need to add sesame seeds and give it a few more minutes. We're going to stir this all up. We're going to take some sesame seeds, and we're going to add the sesame seeds. I love sesame seeds. Okay. And then we're going to put this back in the oven. Uncovered, 5 to 10 minutes. We'll check on it in 5 minutes and see if it's getting nice and brown. Too legit to quit. I think we're just about done. So let's get a nice look at this here. We've got a nice brown crust on the top of the tofu. So I'd say we're done. Let's take this out of the oven. So we're gonna serve this up here. And let me tell you, this is great with rice. This would be great in a salad. This is great with so many things. It's great by itself. We got a couple escapees here. Put those back on. Ooh, hot. Let's make it look a little fancy here. We'll do a little parsley sprig right in the middle. And there you have it, Dr. Ben's Tofu Teriyaki Tofu. It's very easy to make. It's healthy, delicious. I encourage you all to do this at home. I bid you farewell and happy cooking. I gotta get a whisk. I need a whisk. I gotta get a whisk. We're gonna find a whisk. We're gonna do this whisk or that whisk. I'm gonna do this whisk.